Another discriminatory practice, another discriminatory act against a black woman because of her hair. It now pays out $800,000. Let's put up this example full mass. You see, that's a hairstyle. That hairstyle is typically worn by black women. A company decided to fire a black woman because of a hairstyle like that. We have laws against these things now. Let me give you the background. Here's the company she worked for a brief period of time, called Dynamic Security. A black woman has now been awarded $800,000 after she was fired over Locs in Montgomery, Alabama. Davita Key filed a lawsuit after she was fired from Dynamic Security after being told that she could not wear her hair in locks back in 2017. Key says she was hired by Dynamic Security to work at the Hyundai plant as a clerk in the mailroom. During her interview, she was told that her shoulder-length locks did not violate company policy. After beginning work on July 31st, 2017, with her hair styled the same way it was during the job interview, Ms. Key claimed that after she advised the supervisor and a manager, Gloria Robinson and Maurice Chambliss, that she was pregnant and provided a doctor's note clearing her for work without restrictions, she was informed that she could now not wear her hair in the locks. Ms. Key says that despite her offering to wear a hat or change her hair, she was terminated days later and told it was because she was unwilling to abide by the HEA dress code. Her termination came from another manager, Ms. Cassandra Williams, who was advised about her pregnancy. So what's happening here? So the company thought they would be slick, right? They said, okay, we're going to tell her this is about her hair. And we're going to put on record, this is about your hair, even though she was hired with the same hairstyle. And the policy talks about length of hair rather than hairstyle itself, all right? So they thought they could bypass some legal dynamic or legal issue in the future because they did not say, hey, this is because you're pregnant and we don't care about motherhood here. So it seems more efficient to say, well, this is about the dress code. It's completely out of our hand. Massive backfire. There's more. About 10 to 20 minutes after Ms. Key gave the doctor's note to Robinson, who had since returned to the office, she shared with Williams. Williams came out of the office and had a question for Ms. Key. What's wrong with your hair? The lawsuit reads. Williams then returned to her office without saying more. Key then began her training for the job, but was interrupted an hour later and asked to go to Williams' office, where she was told, hey, your hair is an issue now. About an hour into the training, Chambliss retrieved Miss Key from the mailroom to meet with Robinson in her office. When Key arrived, Williams and Robinson began questioning Miss Key about her hairstyle. The suit continued. Williams and Robinson responded that while it might comply with Dynamic's personal appearance standard, her hair did not comply with HEA's standard. Key was let go after only 2 days on the job and filed a lawsuit against Dynamic Security for violating the Civil Rights Act of 1964 pursuant to pregnancy and race. There's more. When I think about my hair, that is racial, she said. That is my hair. It's my race. That's who I am as an African-American woman. The texture of my hair is like this because I am African-American. This is the texture of my hair. And the reason the texture is like this is because of my race. She added that she only filed a lawsuit as a last resort. I did that after speaking to them and feeling like my voice was just not heard and I was not taken seriously. Her attorney, Leslie Palmer, noted that the federal law protects Black people from being terminated because of their hair texture. Wearing an afro is protected, said Palmer. The circuits are split as to whether dreadlocks fall into texture or style. You have what's called competing rulings in the federal court. More than 40 local governments in 20 states have already enacted the Crown Act, which expands protection against Black hair discrimination. But Alabama is not one of them. The jury sided with Ms. Key after a 3-day trial and awarded her $800,000. She was there for 2 days. Okay? You got to understand, racism will cost you money as an agency. If you do not provide a structured approach to get rid of racist elements inside of your agency, then whatever comes is on you, because leadership would dictate you understand that there are racist components in America, and some of those racist components may trickle into your agency. When they do, when those decisions are made, especially by mid-level and high-level management, you have a systemic and cultural racist problem at your business. 2 days. And now the company will pay $800,000 because of their own malfeasance. And here's the thing. She waited a while before filing the lawsuit, and you have to file at some point just to retain the ability to be heard in court. Statute of limitations do apply in civil suits. So she attempted to have a conversation. What did she say? My voice was not heard. My voice was not heard. It would have been simple to have a conversation, understand the sensitivities that were violated, and try to move in a way that at least showed this woman you believe she's worthy of dignity. But because you did not, you got to pay out damn near $1 million because your management thought they were being slick. All right, Jeff, thoughts on this?
Big homies in the neighborhood that I grew up with was simply saying, it's cheaper to keep her. Davita Key
Right.
not only deserves every penny of this money, but she's right. This is an issue with an African-American hairstyle because of African-American texture. That texture being almost exclusively 4C hair texture for Black people. If people don't know what 4C means, look up the Andre Walker hair typing system. It's right there. With all that being said, this story reminds me of all the times that I hear from people who don't like affirmative action. One, they neglect to mention the fact that affirmative action benefits a lot of different races in America, not just Black people. But then there's this. There needs to be a way to level the playing field, because there are Black people who, if you have a Black sounding name, you can't even get an interview. And clearly, if you have Black style as far as hair or texture, you may not even get in the door. So this discrimination is costing companies, and I'm glad it is. And I'm glad her pockets are lined. Hopefully we can give her back some dignity and she can get some gainful employment in the future. Because, I mean, look, my name is Jeff Wiggins. It's European. I never had to consider that. But being a Black man with 4C hair, I never had to think about that either. So Black women, we need to do better by them.
Very well said, dear brother. And we will follow this because the company itself should enact a program, establish a method to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else.